Okay. Call the meeting to order. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded and will be available on the Township's YouTube page. Can I get a motion to confirm the agenda, please? Councillor Fenwick and Councillor Milligan, all in favor? That is carried. Yes. Yes, Councillor Milligan, go ahead.
In discussion with the Reeve, CAO, and clerk, I'm requesting that an additional item be added to the closed session agenda relating to personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal employees, as permitted under Section 239(2)B.
Now, do you want to? Okay. Okay. Deputy Reeve Davison seconds that. Any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Any declaration of pecuniary interest and the general nature of that interest? None declared. We have no open forum this week, no presentations or deputations. Section 8, items for consideration, surplus, deficit, to and from capital reserve and reserve funds. The recommended motion is that Council receives the report titled Surplus, Deficit, to and from Capital Reserve and Reserve Funds, and that Council authorize from 2024 the annual surplus or deficit be allocated to or from the respective reserve funds. I'm not going to read everything here, including numbers. I'll just read the little headings. So solid waste disposal, which includes the 3 landfill sites in Newburgh, the planning reserve, the fire reserve, building reserve fund, recreation equipment reserve, the properties and arena reserve, the properties, halls, and miscellaneous reserve, the roads equipment reserve, roads and streetlights reserve, roads linear reserve, and county maintenance, and 2, that any surplus or deficit current and prior years not captured in the above be allocated to or from the stabilization reserve. Could I get a motion to put that on the floor, please? Councillor Fenwick, Councillor McDonald, Treasurer Anita. Do you wish to expand on this motion at all?
Through you, Reeve-Wise, this is a motion that has been happening annually, and last year we did the same with a few changes. It was recommended that a policy for reserve and reserve funds be established, and that is hopefully going to be happening this coming year in 2025, so therefore this is going to be covering 2024.
Thank you. Any discussion? Any questions? Thanks, Anita. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 8.3 is a request for encroachment agreement at 4 Peel Street in Tamworth, and the recommended motion is that Council receive the report and authorize the Reeve and clerk to execute an encroachment agreement recognizing excuse me, the 2 accessory structures located on Part 3 on Reference Plan 29R-8163. Could I? Yes. Oh, I skipped 8.2. Thank you. As you were. 8.2 is the results of the 2024 request for proposal for municipal custodial services. The recommended motion is that Council receive this report for information purposes. Chief Building Official Detler, did you wish to expand on your report or highlight anything?
Yes, through you, Reeve-Wise. This was just a process, an RFP that we hadn't done since 2020. There was a request of Council, if you might recall, in August, I believe, of 2024, that maybe, you know, given some of the discussions we were having at the time regarding custodial services at Newburgh Enterprise Hall, that an RFP be done. And you know, just happy to relay on that that a company that we have used in the past has been hired to do that services, to do those services throughout the township. If you look, there's actually quite a few, even, you know, park restroom cleaning. And yeah, we're happy to report they're going to start May 1st, and the cleaners who had previously done work in the township have been brought up to speed with that May 1st transition.
Thanks, Jake. Any questions, comments, discussion? Yes, Deputy Reeve Davison.
I just wondered, it doesn't mention how much, whether it was an increase or a decrease or how much that was, Jake, how much was the increase for the services?
Yeah, so roughly $25 a cleaning. And as part of the report, we're going to have to look at raising the costs of renting these facilities, because there's just there's going to be increased cleaning costs, and we need to be made, you know, the incremental increase is going to have to be reflected by our fees and charges by law, having the rental halls increased hopefully by the same amount. Councillor Davis, or Deputy Reeve Davison.
Anything further? Thanks, Jake. All in favor? Oh, I didn't get a mover on that one. I'm not doing too well. You think I've been off? Deputy Reeve Davison, seconder. Councillor McDonald, any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Now, unless I'm mistaken, we're on to 8.3, the request for encroachment at 4 Peel Street in Tamworth. And this is a motion to receive and authorize the Reeve clerk to execute an encroachment agreement on that property. And this is Manager of Development Services, Sands Bailiwick. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Reeve. Through you, I can provide a brief overview if you'd like. There's a bit of a history to this property, or this question, if you will. And I tried to outline some of that in the staff report for you this evening. There was a request in 2000 to stop up and close the southernmost portion of the road allowance, this unopened, unmaintained road allowance, and convey it to either property on the east and west sides. At that time, through the minutes, we can't get a great deal of data, but we can understand that it was denied, and that the township at that time sought in its best interest was to keep that in its ownership. At some point since that time, 2 accessory structures have been built and constructed on the westernmost portion, part 3 of the municipal road allowance, that are associated with 4 Peel Street. You can see them on the reference plan that's attached in your package this evening. Working with the legal counsel of the property owner, we devised a plan of proposing an encroachment agreement to council this evening, as opposed to a request to close and convey this piece of road allowance, to ensure that we could so we could maintain ownership of it in municipal standing, as well as recognize these long-standing sheds or accessory structures on our landholding. It would also give us the ability, of course, in the future, that they need to be removed should we wish to do something with our road allowance. May not be in the form of building a road, but it could be in the form of using it for telecommunications, or any sort of walking trail, hiking trail, anything of that sort. And we have a draft agreement that's been prepared. It's incorporated within the package as well. So really what we're looking for is council's authorization to allow for the clerk and the Reeve to execute that with the property owner. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Any discussion, any questions? Yes, go ahead, Councillor Land.
Yes, I'm sorry if I just didn't see this in your report, but you mentioned long-standing, that these storage units had been long-standing in these locations. I'm surprised. If we go back to 2000, that's quite a while ago, and were these sheds built on that unmaintained road allowance at that time, with the understanding that they didn't own that property?
Through you, Reeve Wise, great question, and maybe I'm using the term long-standing incorrectly, Councillor Lalonde. So all I can confirm with confidence is that they existed pre-2000, so 25 years or greater, and they were constructed on the road allowance. Given their size, they didn't necessitate a permit through our building department, So there wouldn't have been a building permit issued for us to review plot plan and zoning compliance. So they were constructed in a sense that didn't receive all approval from all applicable law standpoint. So that's likely the way in which that happened at time of construction.
Anything further? In that case, I'll call a question. All in favor? Oh, boy, I'm really batting zero tonight. Can I get a mover and seconder? Councillor Milligan, Councillor Woodcock. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Thanks, Jason. Now, I understand there's supposed to be an agenda item about the vehicle. It's not showing up on my agenda. Was it under section 8? That was 8.4? Yeah, I don't have it. I've tried twice to get it. Oh, possibly, yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, 8.4. There it is. It's just the way you hold your finger, is it? Okay.
Did I just get the wrong one now?
Yeah.
Which one is it? This one?
No, it's this one, but it's not showing the new agenda. There it is. Good. Thanks, Jason. Okay, 8.4 is the building department vehicle accident, and the recommended motion is that council receive the report and direct staff to purchase a replacement vehicle similar to the 2021 Kia Niro that was recently involved in an accident, and authorizes the use of the building reserve fund to cover any funding gap between the insurance settlement amount and the purchase price. Can someone get that on the floor? Councillor Milligan, Councillor Land, who wants to discuss this one? Yeah, Jake, go ahead.
Yes, through your revise, yeah, we actually went around and kind of did a tour of lots, both Belleville and Kingston, and also LNA area. There really isn't a lot available sitting on lots that would be comparable to what was in the accident. We did find a couple of vehicles and test drove them. This recommendation is to purchase the cheapest of the cars that we found on lots in the area.
Any questions or discussion? In that case, all in favor? That's carried. I do have a question that's not exactly pertinent to the purchase. I noticed that we are rust-proofing those electric cars annually.
Yes, through your revise, I've always rust-proofed all the municipal vehicles that I've had in my possession over the years.
And it's just of personal interest because when I bought my Hyundai EV, which is pretty well the same vehicle, the dealership told me, oh, don't rust-proof it. There's all those wires under there. And I talked to RustCheck, where I've been getting my gas vehicles done for years, and they said, that's nonsense. We do it all the time. So obviously there's been no problem with it. So I think I'm going to make an appointment at RustCheck. Thank you. Number 9 is the consent agenda. Can I get a mover and seconder to approve the consent agenda, please? Councillor McDonald, seconder for that. Councillor Milligan. Now, do you want that approved, or do you want to find out if someone wants to pull something out first? Yes, that first. Yeah. Does anyone want to pull anything out? Councillor Land, which one do you want to address?
Yes, I'd like to pull out the, all the ones that pertain to the tariffs. So 9697, 9899. That's it
Okay.
for discussion.
All right. Anyone else have anything they want to address? Yes, Councillor Fenwick.
I'd just like to simply endorse the items that pertain to buying Canadian, but not a pullout, just an endorsement.
Okay, thank you. So,
Sorry,
Councillor
what?
Land, what did you want to address in those various resolutions?
I just,
Yes, sorry.
If I may, can we call the question on the consent agenda and then vote on 9697, separate items.
Sure.
Okay, all right, so you want to vote to receive the consent agenda? Okay, all in favor? And then Councillor Deland will address the items that she has a concern about and make a motion if she wishes. Go ahead, Councillor Deland.
Yes, I received some information from a constituent asking that council consider, I'll just
Sure.
hope that the township would actively pursue a practice of buying Canadian. I understand this practice can sometimes lead to increased costs. However, economic sovereignty does not have a cost. So I was prepared to come and sort of add this for your information, kind of, but then I saw these items on the consent agenda that all kind of reflected the fact that other municipalities, and particularly the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus, was putting forth fairly substantial statements endorsing the buying of Canadian to counterbalance the U.S. tariffs, which we just found out today are back on the table. So I just, with those items 9, 6, 7, 8, 9 in consideration, I would like to see our township do something similar that would be in a supportive nature to the idea behind what we're seeing in these items.
Okay, so would this go under Section 11, or can Councillor Land make a motion to, I guess, add our voice to these at this point?
I would be happy with that.
Yeah, whatever the clerk suggests.
Through you, Reeve-wise, so I've drafted a motion here that council directs staff to look into policy options related to buying Canadian and report back to council with those options, and that items 9.6, 9.7, and 9.9 be received.
Do you want them received and endorsed, Councillor Land?
Well, I'd like them endorsed, but I also like what Brandy had added as well.
Okay,
Because we have to, I mean, if we're going to, if we're going to look at this, we have to know what it is we're looking at as far as buying Canadian. We have to know what that would entail and if it's, doable. Like, I have no idea how much stuff we're purchasing that is American. And if we have a Canadian counterpart for it.
okay, can I get a seconder for that motion? Deputy Reeve Davison, any further discussion? All in favor? That's carried, thank you. And Councillor Fenwick, you wanted to address an item as well.
I'm sorry, don't mean to be redundant. I'm sorry, Councillor Lalonde, I thought that you meant to speak directly to the tariff part of it, not necessarily the purchase Canadian. I know they're intertwined in these, but I was thinking of them separately based on what you're mentioning. So fully in support of it, same thing.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything they wanted to pull out? Very well then. We brings us down to 11. Notice of motion. Anyone have a notice of motion or a direct motion? None declared. Any announcements that anyone wishes to make? Under announcements, we have our notice of 2025 budget meeting dates. March 10th is a committee of the whole at 5 p.m. Monday, March 17th is a public meeting at regular council in which it's sort of an open meeting. How do you envision that the meeting structure be for that one, Clerk People?
So Monday, March 10th will be the committee of the whole budget. So staff will be going through a PowerPoint presentation highlighting budget aspects. The public meeting and regular council meeting on Monday, March 17th, that'll just be a regular council meeting, and we'll include an agenda item for a public meeting about budget, so residents can come in and provide comment, bypassing the need to sign up as a delegation. And then there is a tentative committee of the whole meeting, March 24th, based on council's comments and feedback from the March 10th meeting would be brought back.
Okay, so at that March 24th, March 17th meeting, which is a regular council meeting, would we start with that public meeting then? That would be our normal practice.
So under the new updated procedure bylaw, public meetings are held within regular council. So the meeting will start at 6:30 and you'll just go through some of the rules of procedure such as call to order, motion to adopt, declarations, and then go into the public meeting.
Okay,
And then if there's comments from the public, they can come up and speak to that. If there's no comments, then we can just move on to the
to
next
the
item.
regular agenda. So I know we've publicized that. Could we maybe this has already been done, let it be publicly known that you can sign up right when you come in, as though it's that preliminary open forum kind of thing, or do they have to sign up on the Wednesday previous?
No, they don't have to sign up for the public meeting, and I believe some of our communication has indicated that on the website and on Facebook.
Okay, that's great. I hope we'll get some input. Okay, that's the end of the open session at this point. We have a closed session meeting pursuant to Section 239 of the Municipal Act to adopt closed session minutes and to address labor relations or employee negotiations. So I need a motion to enter closed session. Councillor Fenwick, Councillor Woodcock, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Okay, if anyone's still watching, we have finished our closed session, and we have a rise and report resolution that I need a mover and seconder for, that in the continuing interest of transparency and open government, the Reeve reports in open session, the following outcomes from today's closed session meeting: adoption of closed session minutes, and that council directs staff to prepare a formal policy update regarding post-retirement benefit extensions based on years of service for consideration at a future council meeting. Can I get a mover and seconder for that, please? Councillor Woodcock, Councillor Land. Any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Nope. And I need someone to move our confirmation bylaw. Councillor Milligan, Councillor Woodcock, all in favor? That's carried. I need a motion to adjourn. Councillor Fenwick and Councillor McDonald, all in favor? That's carried. Thanks very much. That was very productive discussion.